Hey, I'm Kanaya.
Hey, I'm Julia.
Today is March 28th. And welcome to Wolfpack News.
Happy birthday to the following people. March 24th, Erica Veal. March 26th, Lainey Clark, Thomas Lewis. March 22nd, Quintarius Roundtree, Jaquavia Simpson. March 29th, Samaya Meeks, Nehemiah Torres. March 30th, Amar J. McGee, Jakevion Miles. And for teachers' birthdays, March 24th, Miss Sibley, and March 29th, Miss Richardson. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Okay, what clubs that we don't own would y'all like to see?
FVLA. Yep.
Women's flag football.
I feel like they should add risk.
Okay, who am I here with?
Bree.
Mr. Martin.
What advice would y'all give incoming freshmen?
To stay on top of your grades and
Basically, she means lock in.
Okay, I'm here with
Chris Lewis.
American.
Cordell. Antoine.
Okay, what's the most valuable thing that y'all feel like y'all learned this year?
Fortnite.
He's so chat.
Okay, next.
How to become a better person.
How to socialize better and
How to become a better person, like Jeanette said. Become a better person.
Okay, moving on. What advice would y'all give incoming freshmen?
The art.
Yeah.
The art.
Be yourself.
stick around the right crowds and the right people.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, be yourself. Get your work done. Go.
Thank you guys.
Over to Rock and Roll News with Logan Cook.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Rock and Roll News. And for today, I'm going to talk about one of the most famous heavy metal bands of all time, the one and only Metallica. So Metallica is a heavy metal band formed in Los Angeles, California in 1981 by Lars Ulrich, who would be the drummer, and James Hetfield, who would be the rhythm guitarist. They would then recruit Dave Mustaine as the lead guitarist and Ron McGovney as the bassist. However, this lineup wouldn't last very long because Ronnie McGovney would leave the band shortly thereafter because he believed he was being used for income instead of being a valuable member. So they would then recruit Cliff Burton as the new bassist later on. Then in 1983, Dave Mustaine would be fired due to his substance abuse and erratic behavior. He would then be replaced by Kirk Hammett, who would fill in as the lead guitarist. And then finally, the band would release their first studio album, Kill 'Em All, with famous songs like The Four Horsemen, Phantom Lord, and Seek and Destroy. And then in 1984, the band would release their second studio album, Ride the Lightning, with songs like For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, and Creeping Death. And later in 1986, the band would release their third studio album, Master of Puppets, with songs like Battery, Master of Puppets, which was featured in Stranger Things Season 4 back in 2022, The Thing That Should Not Be, and Welcome Home Sanitarium. And sadly, on September 1986, Cliff Burton would sadly pass away due to a bus accident while the band was touring somewhere in Sweden. He would then be replaced by Jason Newsted. And then in 1987, the band would release their first EP album, Garage Days Revisited. And then in 1988, the band would release their fourth studio album, And Justice for All, with songs like Blackened, One, and Dyer's Eve. And unfortunately, this album wouldn't contain any bass lines due to the band being burnt out. And then in 1991, the band would release their fifth studio album, a self-titled album, which was famously nicknamed the Black Album, with songs like Enter Sandman, Sad But True, The Unforgiven, and Nothing Else Matters. After this album was released, the band wouldn't release another studio album until 5 years later. And in 1996, the band would release their sixth studio album, Load, with songs like King Nothing, Mama Said, and Until It Sleeps. And then in 1997, the band released their seventh studio album, Reload, with songs like Fuel, The Unforgiven 2, and The Memory Remains. And then in 1998, the band would release another studio album, Garage Inc., with a compilation of their cover songs, such as Whiskey in the Jar. And then later on in 2003, the band would release their eighth studio album, Saint Anger, which had a lot of controversy during its release, like such as Jason Newsted departing the band shortly after they started to work on it. So the band's producer, Bob Rock, had to fill in the bass lines, and including Tensions Rising. And also James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich getting into heated tensions behind closed doors. They also made a document about all of this called Some Kind of Monster. But anyways, after this album was finally released, the band would hire Robert Trujillo as the new bassist. Then later in 2008, the band would release their ninth studio album, Death Magnetic, with songs like The Day That Never Comes and The Unforgiven 3. And then in 2009, Metallica would be finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then later in 2016, the band would release their 10th studio album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And in 2023, the band would release their latest and 11th studio album, 72 Seasons. The band is still active and touring as of today, and they'll also be attending Black Sabbath's final reunion show in the UK. Now that's all I got for y'all today. Have a great day and keep on rocking and rolling.
Hello guys, welcome back to Arcade Cave. Today we're going to be talking about mobile games that I think you guys should play. Mobile games as of right now are heavily monetized and spam ads every chance they get. The mobile gaming industry is completely different from the standard gaming industry, with malware being incredibly easy to get on mobile, and with advertising being forced down your throat on top of games being pay to play with predatory monetization. It's kind of hard to find a mobile game that doesn't try to spam ads and force you to buy things. So today I'm going to be telling you guys mobile games that I think you guys should check out. And for the first one, we have Dragon Ball Legends. Dragon Ball Legends is a mobile game inspired by the anime Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball Legends, you summon for characters and use them in PvP, raids, hyperbolic time chambers, and more. In Dragon Ball Legends, there are no ads, but you unfortunately do have to gamble to get characters that you want. The second game is Battle Cats. Battle Cats is a free-to-play tower defense game where you summon cats and pillage, siege, and conquer the world. In Battle Cats, you do indeed have to gamble for your cats, but the game doesn't force you to watch ads, and you can watch ads to get rewards. For number 3, we have AFK Arena. AFK Arena is an idle RPG game. In AFK Arena, you collect characters, fight bosses, and occasionally they'll do an anime collab or crossover where you can get an anime character for free. In AFK Arena, you get to watch ads. They don't force you to watch ads, but you get to watch them for rewards. Number 4, Balloons Tower Defense Battles 2. in Balloons Tower Defense. It is an interesting PvP-based tower defense game where you get to choose the type of enemies that come out and attack the opponent. In Balloons Tower Defense, you don't have to watch ads, but you can for rewards. And for the 5th game, we have Risk. Risk is a strategy game where your goal is to completely conquer the world. In Risk, there are no ads. And that's all for RKK. See you guys next time.
Announcements for today. 9th and 10th graders who signed up for the ACT exam. Remember to log into your ACT.org account to upload your photo. If you do not upload your photo, you will not be able to take the exam. See Coach Jefferson or Coach Townsend for assistance. March is music in our school's month. In observance of this month, let's see how well you know your teacher's musical background. Whoever answers correctly first will win a prize from Miss Calhoun. Answer the trivia by sending her an email. The winner will be announced tomorrow morning for the next trivia. Attention students, exciting summer opportunities await. Mississippi Delta Gear Up is thrilled to offer 4 amazing summer camps designed to help you learn, grow, and have fun. Check out the camps available. Larry Boone Speakers Network LLC. Develop confidence in public speaking skills. Say it with music. Explore the power of music and creative expression. GAP Leadership Camp. Build leadership skills and teamwork in an engaging environment. Mississippi Valley State University STEM Camp. Dive into hands-on science, technology, engineering, and math experiences. But that's not all. Selected students will also have the chance to attend the Youth Leadership Summit in San Francisco, California. An incredible opportunity to learn from top leaders and connect with students from across the country. Interested? Application details will be provided in an upcoming flyer. Stay tuned and don't miss out on these life-changing experiences. For more information, see Coach Jefferson, Coach Townsend, or Mr. Davis. Slots are limited. This is a reminder to everyone that there is zero tolerance for nonsensical behavior, skipping, disrespect, tights, hoodies, ski masks, class disruptions, etc. There is no ISS, so anyone sent to the office will go home. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Be where you're supposed to be at all times.
Cinderella's castle can be dismantled and moved. Although the origins of this is unclear, this myth at least kind of makes sense. Florida regularly suffers from extreme weather situated as it is near the tropics. Hurricanes are a regular occurrence, especially during the summer months when Disney World welcomes its highest numbers of visitors. Perhaps it wouldn't be so surprising if one of the Leisure Park's most loved attractions, the 189-foot Cinderella Castle, could be dismantled in times of emergency. There is, however, zero truth to this rumor. The castle was completed in July 1971 after 18 months of construction. 600 tons of steel braced them together with a reinforced concrete wall and a concrete substructure, meaning that the building can reportedly withstand winds of up to 125 miles per hour. The castle's exterior design takes inspiration from real-life medieval castles around the world. This isn't a modular piece of the architecture designed to be easily broken down and moved.
Dude, that random compliment you gave someone could have saved their life. You don't buy a microphone for yourself, you buy it for others. When you say Australia, you pronounce the letter A differently 3 times. Bro, if you're the youngest in your family, you'll more than likely be at everyone else's funerals. You've probably seen a stranger on the last day of your life. If you think about it, axes are technically chopsticks. Okay, now for a little tongue twister. When a doctor doctors a doctor, Does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as a doctor being doctor wants to be doctored? Or does the doctor doing the doctoring doctor as he wants to doctor? Alright, that's all I got for y'all. Tune in next time.
And now over to sports.
Softball, 21st versus Meridian, lost 12-13. 22nd versus Scrapehorn, won 72. 22nd versus Olive Branch, won 83. 21st, 4th versus Grenada, lost 0-15. 25th versus Carsdale, won 22-2. Baseball, 22nd versus Clayton, lost 3-19. 25th versus Greenville, won 9-0.
Archery, the 24th versus Riverside. We technically didn't win due to not having 12 players, but comparing our 11 versus their 11, we won 1908. Tennis, the 24th. We won against Leland, making the Wolves tennis team 5A District 2 champions. Track.
NSB City Invite, we did well and had several qualified. Esports, had some forfeit and lost some Smash Brothers.
That's all for sports.
Welcome back to Deep Dive Documentaries. Today we'll be talking about the Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker, was a notorious American serial killer and sex offender whose crimes terrorized California in the 1980s. A documentary series, Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker Tapes, which was released on Peacock, explores his transformation into a brutal killer with a cult following. It also covers a fan base of some young women during his trial. Ramirez received numerous letters and gifts from admirers, and some women even attended his court hearings. Ramirez's fan base was largely comprised of individuals who were drawn to his charismatic and mysterious persona, as well as his notorious reputation. Some fans saw him as a symbol of rebellion or a misunderstood outsider. One of his most notable admirers was Doreen Leoy, a freelance magazine editor who began writing to Ramirez while he was on death row. The two eventually got married in 1996, and Leoy remained devoted to Ramirez until his death in 2013. The documentary delves into Ramirez's troubled childhood, marked by physical abuse and exposure to violence, which likely contributed to his development into a psychopath. His fascination with Satanism and the occult also played a significant role in shaping his crimes. Ramirez's killing spree, which lasted from 1984 to 85, included multiple murders, rapes, and burglary. He was eventually caught in 1985 after a witness identified him and was sentenced to death. Ramirez died in 2013 while awaiting execution. The documentary series features 2 episodes, Making of a Monster and Dancing with the Devil. These episodes provide a detailed look at Ramirez's life, crimes, and the impact he had on his victims and their families. For those interested in true crime stories, Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker Tapes, offers a captivating and disturbing look into the life of one of America's most infamous serial killers. Now, in my opinion, I feel like Richard's cousin Mike, who started the Vietnam War, he would show Richard photographs and kept trophies from violent acts that he began committing against Vietnamese women. And Richard said that he didn't mind. And mind you, he would show these pictures to Richard when he was 11. So, yeah, I feel like that really contributed to him becoming the way he was, which is a psychopath. So, yeah. And that's all today.
Welcome back to Worldwide News.
Palestinians in Gaza have staged a rare public protest against Hamas, calling for the military group to end the war and leave the strip. Videos circulating online show hundreds of people marching in an anti-war protest and partially destroyed northern town of Beit Lahia on Tuesday. While the protests began in northern Gaza, according to online users, they sprang up elsewhere in Gaza as the day progressed, with demonstrations reportedly taking place as far as South Khan Yunis by the evening.
2 French air display jets crash in rehearsal. 2 aircraft from the French display team, Patrol de France, have crashed in rehearsals. The 3 pilots of the 2 Alpha jets ejected and were found alive and conscious, the French Air Force announced. The 2 aircraft were taking part in rehearsals not far from the Air Base 113 in St. Dizer.
South Florida woman calls 911 multiple times in the weeks leading up to her murder. Nathan Gingles is charged with fatally shooting his estranged wife Mary, her father, and a neighbor after the couple filed for divorce. Newly released 911 calls revealed Mary had called the police multiple times in the week leading up to her death.
Thanks for watching Wolfpack News. Like, share, and subscribe.